Is it possible to have no debts in your farms? Sometimes farming can be very, very, very challenging, but it is somehow cheap and it has very few tricks that if you realize them before you start poultry farming, you can make it big, you can make it successful because chicks are the most profitable uh, business you can do around the village, and it is cheap to start because you can start even with a very few birds, and then with time you will grow and become very big in farming compared to the sheep or maybe the cows. In these few months of my research, the major problems I have found out most farmers face in their farms is death, majorly in poultry farming. So today I have 4 secrets I just want to share with you so that you can prevent the death in your farms. So if you are here and you are interested in this topic and you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on the notification bell, because no need of subscribing and not turning on the notification bell, because you will be missing a lot more about poultry farming. So stay tuned and watch this video to the end. For the returning subscribers, thank you so much. May God bless you for continuing supporting live with Makori. Stay tuned and watch this to the end. Most of the farmers don't know the secrets before they start this kind of business of poultry farming, because poultry farming are the most delicate part. If you are not a risk taker, you cannot accept to start this kind of business. But if you are a risk taker, you will do that. And most of the people, they only start. They don't have a plan before they start. So that's why you find that the debts will increase in the farm. So today, guys, I'm going to talk about the debts in the farm. Poultry farming is one of the cheapest business to start because you can start with very few chicks and you get a lot of profit over time, and you grow to become multi-millionaire project because it is very productive and the cycle is very short, so you can make profit in a very short time compared to any other business. So today I want us to dive into poultry farming. So I want to give you the tips on how you make sure there is no debts in your farms. First thing, you need to take these chicks as your own children. How do you prevent your children from getting some diseases? How do you prevent them? Do you go to the course to learn on how to become a doctor so that you can treat them? No. The first thing you do is maybe provide them with nets so that you can prevent malaria. Like the case of malaria in Kenya, it is very high. So we have nets to prevent mosquitoes from spreading malaria. So you buy mosquitoes and maybe you give them balanced diet, and sometimes you can have even exercises so that you can prevent from having some diseases. So you prevent the diseases. So they say prevention is better than cure. So first thing you need to do is to prevent the diseases in your farm. How do you do this? Okay, first of all, when you start building your coop, you must ensure there is a lot of aeration. The space of aeration, the space is big, the birds are freely moving around, and the birds are having good time in there. Make sure you have a lot of ventilation, like you can see from my coop here. It has a lot of vents. Number two, you must ensure that your coop is very, very, very clean. You must clean it and sometimes spray antibiotics. That's one way of preventing the diseases from getting into the coop and maybe contacting, making your chicks to contact some diseases. So you must make sure that you have, you do it very cleanly. You must ensure there's clean water that they drink. The water is very clean and healthy. You must ensure they eat good food with all the minerals they need. They must have, you must sometimes, like here in the village, we give sand to our chicks. This to prevent them, to make them to be able to have their digestion system work very, very okay. You can even crush some ash and mix with water you give them. It helps them to digest their food very efficiently to prevent a lot of diseases that will be made from the darts of the chicks, and make sure even what you the house itself very clean, the feeders are very clean, they must be cleaned daily before they use and all that. So these are the four secrets. First of the secret is that you must make sure you are vaccinated. You must give them the correct vaccine. So because some people will say that uh, I give vaccines to my chicks and see they die, and maybe I I I those vaccines they don't work and all that. I've tried that because you know this business and most of the people about this vaccine have caused so many farmers to go down and feel like they give up on farming because of the vaccine. Vaccines are divided into different parts. You can give at your chicks vaccines. Uh, you are treating a different disease from the correct disease that the chicks are facing. So that's one way of this. And you can have the vaccines. You will find out that these vaccines are carried in a very wrong way. They are not carried in a good way because the vaccines vary from temperatures and all that. So you must ensure that the vaccines you are giving to your chicks are well carried, carefully, and you must look at the expiration dates because that's another major part because you can give them and the vaccine don't work because it is already expired. So you can also make sure that you get the vaccines from the right person, the veterinarian person who have experienced, and sometimes bring the veterinary to your farm so that they can come and examine the chicks by themselves so that you can get the best result because these people go to school for almost 4 years or over 4 years so that they can get to know to understand the diseases of the chicks and also they can be able to have that experience on the behavior and the type of diseases that the chicks face. So that's one of the things that you need to consider when bringing in the vaccine. Another thing is hygiene. Hygiene. I have talked about hygiene, about aeration and cleaning of the feeders every day. So in your coop or in your farm, make sure you have maintained high cleanliness. Cleanliness is the key. Sometimes you will go to somebody's house where the chicks are and you just hear them smell from a distance. Make sure that the coop is very aerated and it is very clean. Every day make sure you clean it. Make sure you clean the feeders every day. And also another thing is that ensure proper food. Proper food. What do I mean by this? Make sure the food is balanced. It's balanced and they can feed and get all the minerals they need for them to grow and give them energy and keep them healthy. So hygiene is the key. Another thing is biosecurity. What do I mean by biosecurity? Biosecurity is that don't allow visitors into your farm because why do I say this? This is not because that you don't want people to come and learn from you. They can learn from you from maybe a different place, but not in your farm because I'm not saying that when they come to your farm, they will kill the chicks or they will bring diseases, but you don't know the place that they have worked from because you are not the only one keeping the chicks around. You can find out that this guy has gone to maybe a different farm which has a disease there, and he or she has stepped on the droppings, and he has come now to your farm. If you don't have the correct measures to prevent, so that when they come to your farm, they have to step into the deep where you have put your vaccine inside there, so that they can kill the germ or they can kill the disease. So they will come, they will enter into your farm, and they will bring the chicks will contact that disease from the visitor. So it is very, 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 very secure, or it is very good for you to prevent visitors from coming. Everybody, don't allow everybody into your farm. Have specific people and specific time, and make sure that when they go into your farm, they have to follow the measures that you have put for you to ensure that nobody enters into your farm with a disease. Nobody enters into your farm maybe carrying a disease or maybe bringing in kind of disease into your farm, which will cause a lot of deaths because you know this is what we want. need to work out on how we will prevent this. We are trying to prevent. And some of the people will say that I want to go to the doctor, I want to go and learn about the diseases, I want to learn about the diseases so that I can understand the disease, so that I will be able to protect my chicks from dying. No, it is very difficult for you to understand, because even in the hospital, uh, you will go and say, I feel headache, I feel maybe fever, and there are so many diseases that can signify that kind. When you have the fever, you have maybe high blood pressure, maybe you have so many different diseases, but they all signify like you have a fever or you have headache. So you will not know, because you need a lot of years to get that experience. So it's better for you, you go and bring the experienced veterinarian who can come and examine, and maybe you need to do your chicken's diet, you want to look for the medication. You need to bring the best veterinarian who can be able to do maybe postmortems and know exactly why the chick died, and what kind of treatment the other chicks can be given, so that they can prevent this such kind of disease not to attack them. So you need to be very, very careful with your chicks, and very, 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 very strict, because not everybody will come clean, Yeah, that's it. In the chicken house, most of the people use litters. You find out that they bring litters which are not dry enough, and they bring into the house. They put them there. Now the litters start now moving bad smell the odors, and when it mixed with the other gases the chicks remove, it become very smelly, and sometimes it can affect the chicks. Now you must ensure that you have integral litter. Why do I say this? Because when you have very good litter, well dried, you can mix it, and the droppings will just mix in it, and you can have that in few days. Maybe you go and mix after maybe 2 days, you mix, or every day you mix, the ground becomes clean, and you must have it in a big number or a large number, so that it can cover, it can become a heavy part, so that when you mix, it swallows all the droppings from the chicks, so that the place will remain clean. So you must ensure that you have integral litter around, so that you can maintain the cleanliness in the house. Sometimes you will find out that some people will give the chick the same food every day, maybe the same feeds every day. Maybe you are using the cheaper feed from our farm. Like here in my village, we have ugali. Ugali, the chicks eat a lot of ugali. So you find that you every day you are giving them ugali, 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 ugali. You don't mix with some greens. You don't have some grasses. Maybe you don't have the best feeds from the market, which has all the nutrients the chicks need. So sometimes you will find that the chicks now start developing, becoming weak and very light. They don't have weight, and which will lead them even to die. So you must ensure that you have proper feeding mechanic, proper feeding. You must be able to have proper feeding in the farm, so that you can be able to maintain the weight or the health of your chickens or of the farm. So I want to say thank you so much for listening to me up to this point, and I want to say I really appreciate you so much. Please continue supporting Life to Makori as we continue bringing more education about poultry farming. And also I want to say big shout out to Sister Shuposh for the love and support, for the advice and all that. Thank you. May God bless you for supporting me as much as you are doing. May God bless you, and all those who are supporting me, who are subscribing in, you are most welcome, and feel free at home and watch more videos in my channel. I have a list, playlist, two playlists. I have over 400 videos, so you can watch and learn more about poultry farming, because that's what I'm doing here in the village. Thank you, and may God bless you. See you in the next one. Bye bye.